Hey everybody, happy late night Sunday night. I just felt that it would be a good time to share fresh experiences and some ideas for you guys, and I hope some inspiration to explore more things. I just got back from Ann Arbor uh, Russian festival, and that was my first time being there. I've been here for 10 years, but somehow I just never was able to make it, and it was really a great experience going there in many ways. It was really wonderful, and I want to encourage you guys. Some of you live in the states where there is a Russian community, there is Orthodox Church, there is in a bigger city you can find those communities, and if you really want to learn more about culture, you can go and meet people and make friends. It's it's not as hard as it seemed to be sometimes when you are single, you don't have a company. But it was interesting, they were it's a popular event, and they did such a good job on getting that event together. Half of the people there were not Russian or Ukrainian, they were just people who live. They know it's a big deal, a festival in Ann Arbor. There is definitely a community in Ann Arbor of Russian speakers. Hey, Glenn! Glenn, thanks so much for um, supporting the company and supporting the event. Thank you so much. It was delightful. We did have some obstacles, but it was delightful to be there. And I just wish we could converse a little bit more. The music was very loud, so people really have a very good mics or speakers, or I don't know how you call it. It was hard to have a deep conversation, but I guess it was not a place to have it. That was more of entertainment. There was a very nice. There were local people starting the dancing program, but then they had invited some dancers from Chicago, and it was absolutely fascinating, beautiful. Thank you so much. And Russian Ann Arbor Festival, I tag the location, so if you guys will watch it, thank you for putting that together. One thing that was delightful over there, they had children's performance, and we have conflict right now going on between Russia and Ukraine on the east of Ukraine, and I really loved how the person that was leading the kind of was a speaker. They said, okay, so now we have Russian kids that are gonna sing Ukrainian songs, and we're gonna have Ukrainian kids that are gonna sing Russian songs, and we're gonna have mixed kids that are gonna sing all of the songs. I really love that atmosphere of unity. The atmosphere of unity. Most people, Russian and Ukrainians who live here in US, they do not agree with the conflict and hatred now between two cultures. I just was in Ukraine and the summer, and it basically was pretty much. I felt a lot of resentment, in people against each other, two countries. And it was so soothing and so delightful to see that, these young kids and organizers of this program are so much wiser and smarter. It was so nice to see. I almost felt like we're traveling in time in Soviet Union when it didn't matter and we were all one. Yes, maybe the communist regime is not the best or something you would choose, but there was power in it because we were united. We did not divide each other and differentiate each other or treat each other differently. Overall, it was a really feeling of unity. I ran into some wonderful friends that I haven't seen, I cannot even tell you for how many years, because there was a lot of focus for me on personal growth and different other achievements of establishing myself here in this country. So I really was missing out on social life for, I would say, last 7 8 years. And I ran into most fabulous people today. It was just a balsam on my soul. And that genuine interest, that connection, I felt delighted. And I just want to give you a little bit of that light through the screen, how wonderful it is to connect with your people. Maybe they're from your country, maybe they're your friends. We have to, one thing that really suck, if I can say, sorry for my language, in US is the social life. Maybe some of you guys have a good social life and you are blessed, but I feel that we are so scheduled in United States that you basically need to schedule your social life, because if you will not schedule it, you would not have any interactions with people that enrich you. I felt, that sense of enrichment, connection. Saw some of just wonderful people, and actually, I met Glenn, my subscriber, and just a good friend that just I said hello in the beginning of this video. It was really nice to show things today that I've been talking on this channel, but the topic of this video is integrate in Russian and Ukrainian culture in US. You know what? If you're really curious, there are communities and churches and events, and I'm really glad that Glenn made it, because he lives not too far, and it's kind of one of those things that you need to put a little bit of effort to get out there. Of course, we chatted and we went around, we had a good time, but I can guarantee you, if you're single, or maybe you just went through a breakup, or maybe you are just, whatever your situation is, do not let you to come out there and meet people and have experiences. Do not let that stop you, because this is how you meet people. There were a lot of people from different walks of life, and it was just wonderful to even have a chat, have a pleasant conversation. I ran to a small group of men. um, well, I didn't, we were kind of sitting close to each other, and I saw that they were kind of interested to have a conversation, and it was just very candid. And they've been to Ukraine and they traveled, and it was just a nice exchange. And I want to encourage you guys, do not cut yourself from experiences because maybe you don't have a company. Yes, it is wonderful to have a company, but sometimes you need to go by yourself and um, create a possibility for uh, that experience to happen. You don't know who you're gonna meet, you don't know who you're gonna experience, what you're gonna experience. I'm just overflowing right now with warmth. I saw people who were working so hard. I almost feel guilty. Um, Not that I did not contribute to that event. How much cooking? So, what the festivals are about, like that? They are usually, there are some national dishes, there are dances and music and crafts and some things for kids. It's really family friendly. But when I thought about it, what it took for them to do that, to like, there were hundreds of people. It's a very successful event. I'm really proud of the people who organized that. I was thinking, it's how many tons of food they had to cook, and the dancing. And guys, if you want to see real Ukrainian women, that's not the websites. It's not the ladies with lips like, I don't know, I don't want to say that, but it's the women that actually doing the things. It was amazing. I made a little bit of videos. I just wanted to enjoy myself, so I didn't make too many videos. But there were some girls that I know that also from Ukraine. We came here about the same time, and they were in the performance. So they were cooking all day, making the food for everybody. Then they would change their clothes and they go dance on a stage, performs that. They were gonna change back and go back in the kitchen and change that. And they were, all different, slightly different ages, different. Different people really, but they were all united by this idea of serving the best, making the best food, entertain people. Yes, they are making some money on this event. It's very popular, but how much it's a really, what they call here in US, a labor of love. It was such a labor of love. And if I would be, it's about an hour from me, and I'm not really involved so much in the community, although I do know some people. And I just felt if I would be a freer person, I would definitely help. Uh, I'm helping with I donate sometimes to just online, when you buy tickets or you buy some things, this is how you can help. But I was just amazed, I was looking at these women who were and by the way, they were all dressed up, they were all made up, they all had nice makeup and heels, and they were cooking. All it was for 2 days, so where they were cooking, and it's hot. It's in 80s here, which is very hot for Michigan, for Michigan. So they were cooking all day long for 2 days and performing and taking care of kids and doing all this. This is the real people, guys. This is not the dolls, the fake people that you think and you are waiting to meet you. By the way, if you're watching me right now, I have somebody who is trying to save on my service, but keep sending me pictures and things about the girls that supposedly will come to US to meet him. I want to tell you, sometimes you have to be real and look at things real. Ask yourself some questions about what you see, and do you really think that that woman that you send me videos of, you see that this is a real woman right there? Just a question. I do help people to kind of get the basic knowledge. I would say the root of how to say the person is a fake or they are real. Once you get those basics and roots, you could possibly meet the person on a website, you could possibly meet them on the street or travel, but you have to understand those basics. And do not try to save on my service in or anybody else's service. There are plenty of other people. I mean, I don't know if there are plenty. I don't know. I really don't know. But maybe you have somebody else. I'm not trying to insist on that. I'm just saying sometimes you pay a lot bigger price when you being unaware and you have illusions. The real women, you can see them. Their hair were a little bit messed up. Their cheeks were red because they were cooking and taking care of people. They were running around like squirrel in the wheel. They are women that give love. They are not a perfect photoshopped silicone lips women. So yes, but if you want to, sometimes it's not that obvious. Some women, some scam girls are very smart, so they do not look like scammers. They are smarter. They have more elegant look and less vulgar. But still, I can teach you how to define between the real person. I cannot guarantee the relationship will work out, but I can teach you how to define the real person and the person that is totally fake or try to be real but fake. There is one gift from God. I don't know if that is a blessing or a curse, but I do have it and I'm grateful for it. Sometimes it's a curse because when people lie to me or pretend, I can see that. It's almost like it's a background thing. Just it's like running. I'm glad I'm not working at the police or some like court or whatever, because sometimes I used to play lie detector. They have this lie detector shows when people, lie and you need to guess. So that is a fun game. But coming back to the topic, you know, everything is in your hands. When you go for artificial things, you get artificial results. So if you want to meet people from this culture, if you're curious, maybe you just, you're curious about the culture. Most of you guys are curious because you think that maybe you can find a real feminine woman that is that will enrich your life. Just remember one thing: feminine is not an outer thing. Feminine is not the eyelashes, it's not the nails, it's not the hair, it's not anything of that. Those things are nice, don't get me wrong, especially when they are not overdone and they are real. But femininity, it's a state of being for a woman. It's a something that she carries within. She might be even sick, she might get older, she might have, I don't know, wrinkles, extra weight, imperfections, but she can be feminine and real. Femininity is a given power. It's a power where you feel loved, you feel adored, you feel cherished, you feel nurtured. That is femininity. It's not the made up stuff and being at this, doing surgeries and trying to look Photoshop. This is not femininity. That is the opposite. This is what happens. But these women cannot accept themselves as they are. They do not have enough of love inside of them, so they try to fake these things, and it's not working out because they do not have that warmth. There are certain things in life that you cannot fake. And today, when we were at this beautiful, wonderful gathering of people with all kinds of spirits, with all kinds of, warm, wonderful vibes, I could feel that femininity. I didn't want to be weird, and we gave each other hugs, but I just, inside of me, I was feeling love. It was in the air, it was the effort, it was the smiles, it was the laughter, it was the stress, because there were hundreds of people. They were pretty stressed out to serve that crowd, but that genuine energy was in the air. It was wonderful. So before you decide this and that, get out there sometimes, plan to go to events, meet some people, so you can actually see the difference. There is no point to go for the fake people and get yourself in all kinds of trouble. Use that thing between your ears. Yes, we have to use that thing between the ears sometimes, not just the emotion and the desire to have something that you cannot have, so there are things that you just cannot have, but you want to have those things to impress others. But a lot of you guys are looking for, the Barbie doll woman, because not really so much because you hoping for the, I don't know, some real relationship. You just want to impress other people. You want to show that, you want to show something to somebody, but let me tell you, there is emptiness inside of it. It's empty. It has nothing inside. It's like, you open a candy and there is crap and not a candy. So guys, here comes my feedback. It was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Glenn, thank you so much again. If you're still here, have a wonderful work day tomorrow. It was great. And it's just wonderful to see you. Some of my subscribers, by the way, who are in Michigan, um, feel free to write me at consultveronika@gmail.com. Maybe once in a while we can gather and go to some of these events, or we can just, just do something like that. It's very enriching, and it was just so wonderful to see old friends. And it felt like the time, like we picked up right where we left. I'm just in a state of joy right now. Thank you so much, Lance and David. Thank you so much for supporting me with super chats. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to read the comments right now. And guys, I want to ask you this. Would you like me to do maybe one time a month? Maybe we can have a Q&A, so you can ask me whatever questions, different topics. It just be a Q&A, like let's say maybe Friday night once a month. So I'll consider doing that. So I want to welcome, let's see, Robert, Rasha, Gino, Christopher, Ken is saying, I love your chats. Thank you so much, Ken. Hello, John. Hello, all right. Hello, Lawrence. Thank you, Lawrence. I'm doing well. Yes, this piece is from Ukraine. I love it. And today finally was the day that it was totally perfect occasion to wear that. So that was amazing. Let me see. I have a few minutes, so I will read your comments. Thank you for the kind words, Lawrence. Yes, I love this piece. I have two of them, and I want to have more. Because I feel like a girl when I wear that. Okay, well, hello, Saskatchewan, Canada. Great Ukrainian community, awesome. Thank you, Ken. Okay, Lawrence, I will make a video about your question for the for the financial concern you have. That would be a great video. So I will write that down. Love your accent. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Veronica, would you say that most Ukrainian ladies are like you? Are like you? Morals, values, ethic, personality? I wouldn't say that most, but I would say that there are definitely women that bring value. They have values and they bring value. They have personality. They have that sort of, just natural, how to say these traits, and they are natural. But these women, guys, are mostly not on the websites. I would want to say that no, this is just me, but that would be very arrogant and not true. We have wonderful women. I've seen them today on a festival. Some of them are married, some of them are not. Some of them are younger, some of them are older, some of them are thin, some of them are full figure ladies. They're all different, but they were definitely all beautiful and sparkling and vibrant. And one of my subscribers asked me a couple days ago, like, where do you meet women that really have good value, personality, morals? I would encourage you to integrate with real people. Maybe here in US, go to some events, just grow the network, and also travel to Ukraine, make friends, meet friends, network, be part of some groups. If you are in US, you have to. These people, I can tell you, you will not meet the beautiful, genuine, and women that bring value to your life. You're not gonna meet them on the websites looking like this. You're not gonna meet them on the websites the women um, who have life interests and they love their life and they, yeah, they might be on some websites, but they're not gonna be in very provocative dresses. They're not gonna be sending you their pictures in their swimming suits or underwear or no, this is just a different world. So to meet these real people, you need to be in the real world. You need to get out of the comfort zone. You need to travel. You need to maybe join some interest group. Um, I think the best way is to network, to meet people, like meet friends of your friends. Uh, just do wonderful, um, just have wonderful experiences with people and just interact. These women do not have time to be on the websites and try to convince you that they are something they are not. So again, I'm going to kind of skimming topic here. I'm dealing with a lot of I've been consulting and helping. One thing I'm confident on when I help to people define if it's a real relationship, if it's a scam, if it's any combination of that, because sometimes it's a combination. It's real and yet it's a scam. So this one thing, I'm 99.9999, well, basically 100% sure, just because of my experience. Guys, I just feel this infinite source of love here today. I'm so glad I came out. Thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words. Oh my goodness. It's probably that energy that, got today at the festival. I feel like I wanted to share with you while the experience is fresh, and here I'm getting all this love back. Thank you so much. I Gino, you totally agree. I totally agree with you. Gino is saying, stay away from the Ukrainian models. Look at the real Slavic women. Get to know them. Spend some time. Thank you, Lawrence. Yes, I do like good food. I literally cringe when one time, like sometimes 2, 3 times a year, I buy my son like something from Burger King, and I hate every minute of that, and I cringe when I do that because I don't like. I hate it. So yes, yes, I. That's also part of Ukrainian culture. We actually cook. It might be not something very complicated, not something that have 18 ingredients, but it's going to be something that you bring, you cook, you put your love to it. One thing that missing out in American culture right now, not only the nutrients, when women just buy fast food and numb the kids out with the fast food, but also when the woman cook, love that she gives, she generates while she cook, that is such a big part of that experience. And when you do that, um, you connect with your child. When when you touch, when you embrace your child, when you hold them, when you cook for them, it's like all kinds of connections. Your food is the expression of your love. It can be something very simple. It doesn't always have to be something you know special. I've honestly never thought, when I tell people that I cook every day for us, people shocked. I see nothing shocking here. I think it's just something that comes naturally. I don't think it's any kind of anything. But then I do realize, yes, it is effort, but you gotta put effort in order to be fulfilled with the good things, like literally, or filled with good stuff. So one thing I was trying to make a point. The problem that I see in American families, just like regular average families, There is so much takeout, there is so much pizza, pre-cooked things, fast food things. Children do not get love through food. They do not get love through that care that is naturally supposed to be given. Once in a while, once in a great while, maybe one time in 3 months, I buy for my son like a pizza or some other stuff, and I feel like a cheater. Like I feel that I could have made him something. We do go sometimes to a really nice restaurants, but that's a different story. You go there for an experience and a lot higher quality food. But that is like a treat, something I don't do that every day. So when I go for the cheat meal, I don't. Sometimes if he really really wants it, I'm like okay, but it's like literally maximum maybe 3 times a year that happens. In his class, in my son's class, kids eat fast food every single day. Every single day. Or maybe every other day. So he used to feel awkward. He used to feel like maybe I don't love him and that, these kids are having all this fun and he's deprived. But I am glad that I did not give in to it because now he knows, he can read labels and he understands, he see the extreme obesity here in Michigan. At least it's extreme, it's horrifying, and he made the connection, and he only asks me maybe 3 times a year to go somewhere, maybe, and he knows that I can say no. So you need to stick. One thing again about Russian and Ukrainian culture, we stick with our values. We don't give in to something just because our kids think it's a good idea. We don't let our kids rule us. And yes, it's sometimes very hard because your kid feels different. He feels an outsider. Like, mom, I want this, I want that. But you know, great things in life cost effort. They worth an effort. So just by the way, there was a lot of wonderful food. People really was borscht, the beet soup. There was all kinds of pelmeni and all kinds of things. I have to say honestly, they worked very hard on cooking that. But to really try the Ukrainian food, you have to go to Ukraine because unfortunately the taste of food is different. We have more of a kind of, I don't know, non-GMO or whatever it is. Our food just have a lot more flavor. Ken, you could not pay me money to go to McDonald's. Like, you can offer me any amount of money, I'm not gonna eat that. This is just like, I consider it a poison. Like, I just can't, I don't know. I'm catching the vibes. So yeah, if you want to, you can go to get a little bit introduced to Ukrainian food. You can go to the festivals. But honestly, you gotta go to Ukraine and go to some nice Ukrainian places, or have your lady cook for you. Don't marry a lady if she didn't cook for you, by the way, because that will show there is something about that. It's not about the food, it's about the process of creation and giving love and giving things back. I'm very suspicious about that, so keep that in mind. Yes, if you want to have a real authentic experience, you gotta hop on a plane. And I want to finish with this. The funny thing about the festival, you know what is the funniest thing about the festivals? That music that they play and dance that they dance, they are not really the music and dance that people listen, like, for example, in our countries right now, because everything became so modern. If you go out in Ukraine, any restaurant or club, they all play Western music, or they all play Ukrainian or Russian modern music. I was just looking at this and I was like, wow, this is this is so funny, because I feel that it's sort of this thing about immigration. When we are there, we are not listening to this music. When we are in the immigration, we start to crave that music, that authentic, in a way, it's old, old music. It has a lot of soul, a lot of sweet things and feeling to it, and that's why when immigrants are listening to all this music, but if you travel to Ukraine, you see that nobody is dancing those dance. Oops, nobody is dancing those dances or listening to that music. It's just an observation because it's very very modern. It's very modern and it's pretty much westernized. So, all right, let's see. Man, so much comments here, guys. All right, let's see. Okay, some comments on food. Good, good, good. I'm happy for all of you guys who had good mothers. Like some of you were lucky to have good mothers. You know, you can only imagine like the American women, girls who are now 20s in their 20s and 30s. Can you imagine what kind of grandmas they're gonna be? They don't know how to sew, they don't know how to cook, they don't know how to nurture, they don't know how to give love. Ooh, like I can only imagine what kind of grandmas they're gonna be. Like grandmas that doesn't know how to make to bake. Boy, those gonna be some hard times. Oh, all right. Let's see. Yeah, so Gino has a very nice strategy. You can read in the comments about kissing the neck of the woman while she's cooking. By the way, guys, I want to tell you this. Ukrainian women absolutely love when you are the person that is cooking. Don't feel that it's somehow she will be disappointed. As Ukrainian Russian women, we love when like men that can create can create something awesome in the kitchen, whatever it is, as long as it's eatable, because sometimes cooking for a woman feels like a burden, and once in a while when the man cooks, so maybe he's the best cook. Like in my life, everybody is like, any relationship I had, everybody was just like so awesome that I would just like walk away, or right, that's your space. If you want it, you can cook. We absolutely fall for men that can cook. It's should be not a chore, but a fun way and amazing way to relax and feed the other person. So it's really in our culture, by the way, food is the expression of love. Gino says he makes breakfast. This is awesome. So you make breakfast, maybe she makes dinner, or the other way around. It is so nice because food in our culture, guys, you might know this. Food is expression of love because we went through starvation, we went through tough times when there was not enough of food. So you will notice when the woman cares for you, she will try to feed you more than you want to eat. Sometimes, but it's not because she wants you to gain weight or anything like that. She just wants to make sure you are loved, you are feeling great, you are full, you are happy. If you notice, often when you come to some kind of gathering in Ukraine, they have big tables with food, and they keep bringing more and more food. It's really expression of love in our culture. Sometimes it works against us because those dishes, they have quite a bit of calories, so you got to be mindful. Also, it's a good food, but it's very hearty. It's very I mean, it's got some calories, let me tell you. In fact, sometimes you can actually add some weight to your body because everything is so delicious and it tastes real. And so you wanna make sure you take those walks. Yeah, we do use a lot of dill and stuff like that. So guys, wow, thank you so much. I'm so excited for have such a great participation from you. And once again, Lawrence, Ken, Dave, Gino, Glenn, oh my guys, I know I'm missing some, but all of you guys, thank you so much. I'm so happy to, bring some, shine some light. Alan, hey Alan, by the way, I have one Alan that I need to catch up with because if we're going to talk about business, so reach out to me and give me your phone number. Guys, my email consultveronika, um, consultveronika@gmail.com. And I will post all the other links on this video. And I will post you guys on my updates, like what's gonna be coming. And I want to add things to the channel and spice things up and maybe change things up a little bit. So I will keep you on updates. Today I don't have any agenda except of just bringing you the good vibe and wishing you the great start of the week. And you know what, guys? Most of you work very hard. I probably would say, probably everybody here works hard, doing their thing, taking care of their responsibilities. You got a plan. If you want something, you gotta plan something. Plan those getaways, plan meeting with friends. It's very easy sometimes when you are single and you do not have that companion to go places. You feel that you're weird. People gonna look at you. How many times did you go somewhere, maybe a restaurant or festival, and you were by yourself, and somebody came to you and said, "Hey, look at you! You came here by yourself. Oh boy, Oh, how many people point? How many? It never happens. It's something that we need to develop that muscle. We need to in order to be happier. It's not just the food. It's not just the love, but we have to get a little bit more of the social time, of the interaction time. I call it non-agenda interaction. When you run into people you know, when you make connections with people you don't know, and you just enjoy the moments. You're not thinking about what you're gonna say, what you're gonna reply, how do you look, what do you need to say to impress somebody. You're in the moment and you're curious and you give love, even if it's 5 minutes, 1 minute, or one smile. I think that's something that was originally meant to be for us, but we are so consumed with other artificial things that we forget just being in the moment, just giving somebody a smile, just giving a hug, reconnecting, just the genuine curiosity really attracts people to us. And when you sometimes we think, well, if I only would have a better car, live in a better city and all that, but you know what, when you actually love what you already have, that attracts people to you. Maybe you have an old car, maybe you have an old cell phone like I do. Maybe you have something else, or but when you are in love with what you got, when you appreciate that, when you have that liveliness going on about you, when you find, when you look in a puddle and you see the sun and clouds in the puddle, that is a true magnet for people who are just like that. And we can train that muscle, we can train to look on the brighter side. So I wish you guys a wonderful week. I wish you some good times um, with people, maybe short interactions, long interactions, however it works. But remember that we are the mirrors. We are mirroring, and people are mirroring us. Everything is connected. There is connection between everything that happens. And it's funny how I start with festivals and then I go into my insights. Oh my gosh. But I know that most of you guys appreciate these messages that comes really from my heart on insights on love and life. I really believe that we don't need to have that much to have a fulfilling life and abundant life. So from Michigan with love, guys, And I hope that that's one of the things that we're gonna be doing often is sharing the good experiences. Feel free to share what things delight you, and come here and comment under the video. All right, thank you so much, guys, and I will see you very soon.